everyone, and welcome back to DBW. I am Jen, joined by L and Pip. And today, we're here to talk about a reaction to Sports Keita's Wrestling's newest video. WWE has a Roman Reigns problem. Now, this is something that I've spoken on or mentioned before, is that WWE and Roman Reigns' relationship is becoming, I would say, a lot more one-sided than it needs to be. Would you guys agree with that?
I would agree.
I would agree. The circumstances of his relationship to the company isn't the same, as he's no longer champion.
He's not. So there's some new problems where I feel like Roman's contract has to constantly write him out of action. It's a weird scenario with that, and I wonder if they're going to touch on this in this video. Guys, if you like what you see on this video, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, go to our social medias, TikTok, Twitter, and we will be there to share your opinions or get more of your opinions there as well. So let us know what you think. We're looking forward to it. You guys ready to go?
Ready to go.
Then let's do it.
Roman Reigns, he might be the biggest WWE superstar of his generation. He's one of the most important wrestlers of the 21st century. Yeah, the record-breaking world title reign. He was the top villain. He was a part of the biggest match in Triple H's new WWE regime. It's no secret that he's closing in on retirement, though. And it's happening sooner than you might expect. When speaking to Vanity Fair earlier this year, Roman Reigns revealed that once his current deal with WWE expires at or around WrestleMania 42 next year, he's probably going to call it quits in a year or two after that at most. So that puts his retirement around 2028, which will end a near 2-decade run in WWE. But here's
Roman Reigns debuted in 2012, I believe, right? And he was already in development before that for at least a few years. He's really been going a long time.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
You got to appreciate the work he's doing.
It's been monumental. He's broken records. He's set standards. He's done so many things that people would never imagine they could do in their career. And this time, Roman Reigns put down.
He's the guy.
Yeah, and he has been for a long time.
the catch. He may not even last until then. We're gonna get into it. WWE may have a Roman Reigns problem, and it may not have an ending that fans are hoping for. So join us as we dive into the possible issues ongoing with Roman Reigns. What could be done about them? This is Sports Keita Wrestling. I am Kevin Kelm, and I demand you acknowledge us by liking the video, hitting all of the comments below with your hot take on everything,
bro.
and subscribe to Sports Keita Wrestling here on YouTube so we can crack 200,000 subscribers. For the last few years, Roman Reigns has taken on a part-time schedule that's, let's say, really gotten part-time, and it's gotten harder for him to maybe maintain the mystique of his character being that part-time. Though overall, it hasn't made him really fall down the card by any means. For example, in 2022, he began his part-time schedule and he had 7 title defenses in 12 months. Sure, we deserve a fighting WWE champion that defends the title often, maybe even every month, but 7 title defenses for a villain who is chased often like he was at the time is probably a sweet spot and lent itself to his holier-than-thou character. It's also important to really lay out the context and reasoning behind a part-time Roman Reigns and why maybe fans didn't have a big issue with it like they did with maybe someone like Brock Lesnar. When speaking to Sports Illustrated, Roman Reigns essentially said that when he signed his new deal in 2022, his priority was to focus on his growing family at first and WWE second, and WWE officials, including Vince McMahon, who was in power at the time, were quite accommodating to his needs. He got that arranged in his deal, and WWE managed his character as such. Honestly, if any wrestler of their worth like Roman Reigns gets their demands met by WWE and WWE is willing to accommodate it, there isn't any reason to really criticize it. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, his health. It's been over 7 years since Roman has been in remission from leukemia, but reportedly no one outside of his immediate circle truly knows how he deals with that serious health issue, and we don't know exactly how it affects his performance.
Man, Yeah,
So
I mean, people do forget that Roman
that is-
Reigns' leukemia comes into play. It was, it's been in remission now for a minute, but that doesn't mean that he's just going to be the most healthiest at any moment that will require him to be in the ring, on the road. You never want to see flare-ups when it comes to this kind of thing.
Exactly.
Roman Reigns having an illness
Like-
is a major factor into why we never get to see him as much. At least I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's never been confirmed, but I'm almost guaranteed that it is. You were saying, Pip?
I wouldn't put it past the fact that, like it is a very dangerous thing that he underwent, and it's that we can't see because we're not him.
Right.
Yeah.
El, any thoughts on that?
I just think that Roman, he knows exactly what his body is going through, and his part-time schedule is probably not only the best for his family but himself. And I know it sucks for wrestling fans because they want to see Roman more, but sometimes things don't work the way you want them.
Of course, like things happen. You got to take people's illnesses seriously. We already lost a fantastic performer not too long ago due to unforeclosed illness to the audience that we were not aware of, and that's never good, and it should never happen to anyone. And if this is the best case scenario for Roman, then he should not be in the ring full time.
The human body is fragile.
Yeah.
We gotta respect it.
Absolutely, you guys. We're gonna continue, fellas.
And how often we
All
can
right.
see him on WWE television. Beyond just saying what we already know and what you know from the past 7 years ago, it's just speculative, and we can't really go into it beyond that point. So why exactly is it that Roman Reigns' part-time schedule is causing a problem when he isn't the undisputed WWE champion any longer? The answer lies less in what Roman Reigns has as a schedule and more in what he's doing with that part-time schedule, and also the circumstances that he's coming back to now and then as a revived WWE fan favorite. It's how he's being handled. It has more to do with the fact that he's placed in these really important storylines, like he should be, and we now have to
Right.
wait months and months and months to get to the end or follow-up from it because of that part-time schedule. This is a 24/7 media cycle. New content every single day to WWE fans who are hungry as an audience, but also an audience that is fickle, demanding payoffs of
Fickle.
storylines that seemingly should be built to
Very
epic
fickle.
conclusions
Fickle,
after
that is the
months
word of
and
this
months.
video.
But this is the same audience that wants those payoffs in a matter of weeks. When he took 4 months off after
Right.
losing the WWE
Yeah.
Championship to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40 in a fantastic match, it
Yeah,
was well earned.
Great
it
match.
made sense that he
Love
would
that.
disappear once more. But the lack of frequency in his appearances in 2025 has made things a bit frustrating. Apart from the months off he took between Royal Rumble and his return at WrestleMania 41, his sudden disappearance has left fans feeling a dent in WWE television. Paul Heyman, his former wise man, betrayed him in the most shocking moment at WrestleMania 41, maybe even the highlight of the weekend, and there has been virtually little follow.
It was the
Yes.
arm.
Evil, evil man.
It was the forearm
he-
that made it personal.
He really dragged it down. Paul, in there.
That's really what sealed the deal. I'm like, yeah, man, that was violent. The dude is a villainous cohort. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Up on that side of things, only Heyman recently acknowledging it. And like, we get it, he's going to take a break, but why put him in such an important position when he's not going to be there to follow up on it right away, or at least let us know that there's going to be a follow-up on it right away? We get it. The Roman Reigns faithful want answers, and they haven't gotten them, and I'm pounding my fist on the table. My Superman punch fist is pounding on the table. Like we said, we don't think it's Roman Reigns' fault, but it's the circumstances of his current deal that WWE has to play into and be able to execute and still meet expectations in. Another critical factor of Roman Reigns at this point is that being a conniving, fun villain before as the tribal chief with the bloodline alludes to his challengers chasing him to premium live events like a Mania, with the bloodline minions maintaining his influence when he's not there.
Right.
He cuts a promo, takes 5 minutes to get into the
Yes. L.
I think that's the true problem. People are so used to Roman Reigns being the villainous figure, and people are so used to him being not an ever looming presence, even if he wasn't there directly. and
Right.
the fact that he isn't an ever looming presence and he kind of doesn't really matter on the grand scale, it affects the outlook of the way that fans see him. So when he comes back, it's exciting, but it feels empty because he has nothing going right now.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, like Roman Reigns has had a few returns recently, where something would happen and he'd be on a TV again, and it's usually pretty sloppy. I've
Yeah.
noticed that Roman, he'll take like a stare shot or some big move will keep him out for months on months. But I'm like, dude, this is like people get hit with these kinds of moves all the time. Like especially if you had a match against Braun Breaker or something,
Right.
So like,
Uh,
it's kind of sloppy how Roman's usually written off of TV. But on top of that, now that he's not here anymore, like El said, it kind of falls a little flat when we see him return and he hasn't been building anything. Like it's like you seem paper thin now whenever you take a move and it puts you out for months at a time. At least character wise, I might understand the real life reasons, but the character wise, Roman Reigns' character seems to be fragile, easily bend, and quite frequently very broken.
yeah, it's kind of like they don't know what to do with a character that powerful now that he doesn't have the title.
Or
I
the
get that he needs
bloodline.
to, yeah, with the bloodline. I
Also,
understand that he needs to take his take his time off TV, for his health and all that, but I think it's just more so the way how they execute it, like you were saying, with like him taking spears and then he's just gone, just flat out gone, like no chime, no rhyme, no nothing, just disappeared.
yeah.
I think that maybe they need to work on his exits more than his entrances, because when he shows up, everyone's paying attention. That's not something that needs to be
I think we gotta go back
worried
to what
about at all, in my
L. We
opinion.
gotta go back to what L mentioned, which is the overall issue. Roman is not involved, so his returns aren't that important. We need to stop worrying about how his exits look and figure out how he's going to stay relevant as a character. Would you agree, El?
I would agree. I think that maybe maybe they should, I don't know, add him to a faction again. Maybe maybe Roman could do tag team work. Like maybe putting him in a different role could help, because I don't think him just being the big dog or the tribal chief is really gonna work, especially with this kind of schedule.
Yeah. He's not like the last guy you
Yeah.
face. He's not the final boss anymore. He's not the guy on the thrones. You got to
Yeah.
fight 1,000 guys to get to. He's pretty accessible, and making a character like that work with this current schedule is very difficult to do. It's proven to not work. He only comes around for the big shows, and we never see him for anything else. He never wrestles on television. It's like, why are you especially excluded from these situations? And it's so lazy how they exclude him from these situations.
Honestly, you know what role I can see Roman working in? This is completely off the cuff. I just thought of this just now, so this is live.
All right,
Um,
let's hit it.
what if
Okay.
Roman can add value to the MFT in some way? Like maybe he can be an adversary. I know he doesn't really like Solo because of the whole he tried to take his tribal chief Wolfala. But I think that Solo could use a buff with the faction thing to help him get over. Because I do like the MFT, but I do think they need a little bit more.
Yeah,
Maybe Roman's involvement in some way could help.
yeah. One thing I think they need is like a wise man, like a stand-in for Paul Heyman, for that
Yeah.
faction. I wouldn't say Roman
EMFT?
Reigns. Yeah, like that Solo in his group, Tala, uh, Tongaloa, Jacob Fatu, JC Mateo. Like I think not Jacob Fatu, but JC Mateo. I think
Yeah.
those guys need some sort of wise man figure. I think maybe Rikishi using his real name, like his real Fatu name, would be a great kind of like a manager character to make that group have some legitimacy.
The only reason why I say Roman is because he's not around. So
Yeah.
when he does come, it could help. That's
Yeah.
why I say in some type of role of like that.
Yeah, but I'm already knowing that not he's a baby face. That would be a heelish role for him to take on. So
Right.
It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
It's just an idea.
Yeah, I like the idea, but if we were in a different timeline, that would probably work. When he was still a heel, I like to see Roman take a back seat for a change and elevate the people around him.
Yeah.
But hey, let's keep it going. But yeah, I had to just share those thoughts really quick. Yeah, Roman's character needs something different for sure.
Ring. It worked when he was the Darth Vader in WWE Star Wars. You're not gonna get to him until the end. It's a cool, calculated villain with a deep supporting cast and someone you could cheer for as a villain, but at the same time, he was always just a villain in that story. For a true blue babyface who's supposed to be the one to take down the bad guys and right the wrongs and fight the good fight, that is a role that even Roman Reigns, still being so beloved, we're not denying that fans still love him, it is hard to psychologically week to week maintain a thorough effectiveness of that kind of character when he simply isn't there enough. Maybe allowing Reigns to just be Reigns, a tweener, an elusive, mystique-driven loose cannon a la The Undertaker is the sweet spot for him. However, it looks like the new regime of WWE may not be as accommodating to that as the older one. The deal that Roman Reigns got with WWE under a different management and different ownership in 2022 may not be the deal that works for TKO, the parent company of WWE now, who put billions into it to buy it, and they are profit-driven like any other company. Yet, they may not see any specific superstar as their singular golden goose, with Roman Reigns reportedly one of the highest-paid names in pro wrestling at around $15 million. This is something to consider. Longtime former WWE Spanish TV commentator Hugo Savinovich detailed with his insight on how this could all play out for Lucha Libre Online, saying, quote, while they won't outright release him, he won't be making $15 million per year anymore. Is that a deal that still works in today and tomorrow's WWE? Simply don't know, but maybe it's less likely than it was before.
Okay.
TM's a lot.
Let me just make a point.
That's
quick.
a lot of money.
I am not here to pocket watch Roman Reigns.
What you gonna pocket watch?
But bro, $15 million on that contract, and you had 7 title defenses. Bro, what? What?
Do some quick
division.
We'll do some quick maths. Do some quick maths right quick.
No boys.
How many M's per title defense?
Let me see. So
yeah, basically. Do some division.
Let me do some Steiner math right quick. 15 million monies over 1/3 title defenses divided by not being here, so that's about 0.6 times the number of times he actually had a match, but about maybe 14 times. Then we subtract that by my patience, and we come out to too damn much money, Roman. It's too much. It's too much money, Roman. Bro, what do we do? Bro, you're not here nearly enough, bro. Like, I understand the contract from the other company. I understand maybe some health issues and all. I get all of it. But can we knock half of that off and probably cut some of these commercials down, bro? You know what I'm saying? Can we knock half of that off and probably, skip an ad or two here or there? Because TKO trying to make that money back, man. That's a lot of bread.
They are. Yeah.
They are.
That's a lot of bread, man.
Seeing every commercial.
Like, man, maybe they don't got to fire Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. If we can cut half of that out, you know what I'm saying? Put a few $100,000 in their pocket, you know what I'm saying? They can keep their job.
Yeah. Also, your math is off. You're supposed to carry the one.
Right. I forgot to carry the one. Okay, let me carry the one. Now, if I carry the one to that too damn much, it leaves us with go to work, bro. Go to work. Why aren't you at work? You everywhere but at work.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you mean tell me that one chair shot or that one table shot put you on the shelf for 5 months, bro? Come on, you for real? Why I haven't seen you since Mania, bro?
It hurt, bro. It hurt.
Bro, I haven't seen you since Mania, bro. Where you been? What have you been doing, bro?
Take care of his family. Take care of his business, man. Leave him alone.
Yeah, I've been at home,
Bro,
chilling.
and you ain't been taking care of your family, so I've been taking care of your family. That's what all I seen on TV ever since you've been gone.
You know.
I'm like, bro, so what's happening, man? Like, look, no more pocket watching Roman, but I get where he's coming from. I get where he's coming from. I'm not saying you should lose your money. I'm not saying that, but you should maybe just kind of work a little bit more often to justify it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Fair observation.
That's all.
That's just speculation.
That's
when
all.
Roman Reigns was given his part-time deal, it was a sign of respect for his years of work and effort that he put in, and it fit with his character. TKO, under these current circumstances, maybe doesn't need to have that type of player in this type of part-time role when they're setting for record profits. Will WWE, by default, ask more of Roman Reigns, get more of Roman Reigns before his current deal runs out? That's another question worth asking. So for WWE, it presents a lot of problems to juggle all at the same time. First, it's kind of throwing creative plans awry when you have such a big superstar of that caliber simply not on TV that much. The second is that WWE, as we objectively look out with everything we laid here, is going to look at the effects that Reigns has on the entire landscape of the company, from the storylines on TV to his infrequent featured player status that has significant paydays attached to it. For you and I as fans, we may understand the impact that a superstar like Roman Reigns, or heck, even an R-Truth, who is loved, has on the locker room and the week-to-week show that we spend our time with. But to those higher up in a WWE boardroom somewhere looking at numbers on a spreadsheet that we will never see, the responsibility on them is completely different. It's not simply to just us as fans, but to the company as a whole. For us, it's a fun, never-ending TV show with our favorite performers on it. For them, it is a company that has a bottom line that is the be-all, end-all. For them, this is the entertainment business, a multi-billion-dollar business. Emphasis on the business. It also leaves a big question. How exactly do you plan a Roman Reigns retirement and meet those expectations? Unless there's one final banger, preferably against someone like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns' days of headlining WrestleMania should be over collectively when you look at it. It's probably time for everybody to accept that at this point. Roman Reigns is a special attraction who should be treated that way, and it keeps him cool. But with that being said, WWE is probably going to have to take him away for most of the important storylines going on, especially outside of WrestleMania season. And the reality is, after all these years of being the guy at the top of the mountain underneath Roman Reigns, the one he used to stand on top of, has more than enough talent to keep going on without Roman Reigns. That doesn't mean he's replaceable, it's just that things have shifted in WWE, and that his part-time deal can be circumstantially a bit problematic. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Absolutely. So first off, shout out Sportskeeda for the video. We'll be linking their video in the description of this video. Please check them out. They're great for news and insight. Great channel. Check them out. Seriously, we're often checking these guys out because we only want reactions from the best channels that talk about the best stuff, and they are one of them. So check them out, please. Do not just think this video is enough. Go watch their content. Second of all, he was absolutely right to say that WWE is a business that focuses on this bottom line. The bottom line of a company is to make money. Yes, WWE has turned fantastic profits. So why do they have to keep doing ads? Why do they keep putting commercials? Why are they putting so many logos on the mat? Why can't Roman keep his money? They're making so much. Because if you're making money, you don't need to have to pay that much money. Roman does not need to make $15 million in a contract because WWE doesn't need him as much anymore. Their money has increased. That doesn't mean the money they pay out also increases. That means it decreases as your value decreases while their value increases. Sorry to do finance with Jen. I apologize. All I'm saying is when you focus on a business and when you focus on a company's growth margins, you see why they don't focus too much on raises, too much on increasing contract numbers, especially when it gets to that high. I feel like Roman's number for his contract was very necessary to keep people engaged in the product, that they don't have that problem for now with people like Seth, people like Cody, you know, even underdogs like Melo, people like Gunther, you know, people like Jey Uso even. So they're doing a lot to build up new people to not have to justify that price tag. You guys think so?
Yeah, I mean they're having a larger range of superstars, so you know they can kind of hold it down without Roman.
The roster is a lot more balanced now than it was 4 years ago. Roman was the end all be all, and now we have so many stars that are not even in the company yet. They're just in the free agency pool. We have AAA now. We have TNA. We have NXT. We have Evolve. So so much talent.
LFG even, you know.
LFG. Yeah.
There's so many people that
So much talent, man. So they can't afford to pay Roman Reigns $15 million, especially when the juice is not worth the squeeze.
Yes. Can they afford to match it?
Basically.
Yes, they can. Should they? No.
Do they want to?
No, they shouldn't. Even if they want to, they shouldn't. It's not a good idea.
It's a bad business model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand we're just the fans. We don't get into the business, right? I don't mean to take it there. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Make sure you guys check out our Twitter and TikTok. Elle and Pip are running it up over there, man. We're doing what we're supposed to do. And we're doing what we're supposed to do here too. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think down in the comments. And please, guys, understand that Roman Reigns is a human. Everyone involved in this process is a human. And it's just business. Don't take it too personally. You know, we had to make sure Roman's family, we had to make sure that Roman's mental and physical health is always prioritized before we worry about anything else. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.